Hey y'all, as the title suggests, today I'm going to be showing you how to back up your data. I'm going to be showing you how to take your desktop files and your personal pictures and your documents or anything that you may have saved on your computer and how to back them up onto an external hard drive, a flash drive, or whatever your choice of backing up is. I'll be right back and I'll show you how to get this done. Alright all, like I said in the intro, today I'm going to be showing you how to back up your data. Well, I decided to put this video out there is, I get a lot of personal computers in my shop, mainly laptops anymore, but sometimes desktops or this or that, because the hard drives has failed or they've got a corrupt Windows install or something like that. The hard drives need replaced or it's needing to be reformatted, and a lot of times it's just easier to reinstall Windows than it is to go back through and try to fix what the problem is. And a lot of people's telling me that they don't back up the data or they don't have another copy of their data, which, if it's important data, if it's photos that you'll never get again, your tax documents, your spreadsheets, if you run a personal business out of your home or whatever, it's important to have this stuff backed up. And not a lot of people are still on board with the online storage, which that's an option too, which I use it. I use Google OneDrive for my backups a lot for online. I also have a physical backup of mine that's kept off site just to make sure that and this is my it ain't really my recordings or nothing like that. It's my tax papers and my spreadsheets for my business, my profit and loss and everything like that that I keep backed up. Today I'm gonna be using this here external hard drive, which you got several options for this, but this is what I use. This is only like 128 gig or something that I'm using today. But I have a 2 terabyte that I usually keep a lot of my stuff backed up on. I'm going to show you some other options as well of what you can use to back up your information. Like I said, there's a lot of different solutions for backing up your information. If you have a hard drive or SSD laying around, which you may if you're into building computers and working on computers, you may have one. You get something like this, you get these fairly cheap. This is just a SATA to USB adapter that powers through the USB, so there's no other cords to run. This plugs into your SSDs, this plugs into your hard drives, and it just makes it a USB device, which is hot swappable on most motherboards anymore. Or you could use just a regular thumb drive if you like. These are the 128 gig ones that I pulled up here on Amazon. But they work good for keeping backups as well, depending on how much room you need. And like I showed you earlier, right here, here's 40, $50. These got 1 terabyte portable external hard drive, USB 3 for $50. That comes with a 1 terabyte hard drive for backing up your storage. Which that's what I use. I got I'm not really sure the brand on it, but I have a 2 terabyte one that I use that I picked up I don't know a couple of years ago now, fairly cheap. And you can also get one of these if you're into NVMe's or whatnot. These are just external closures for NVMe drives that turns them into a SATA drive where you can put your information onto. You can back them up on NVMe. Now, if you go this route, they will run at USB speeds because it does slow down that NVMe because of the hooking up through the USB port. But that is an option if you want to go that way. But you have to buy the NVMe drive and the enclosure both that way. Just something to keep in mind. You're seeing right there it's $30 for the enclosure. That does not include an NVMe drive. Don't think these things is cheap because they ain't. NVMe is fairly cheap nowadays. But that does not include the NVMe drive. You still have to buy the drive to put inside the enclosure. Alright, now since we went through some of that, like I mentioned earlier, you also have the online storage, which I use, but I also use external hard storage as well. So, let me get my hard drive plugged in here. And like I showed you, it's just that little white one that I showed you. Get it plugged in. I'll get a message down here. Well, actually, this one here opens straight up into the file menu of it. It's the free agent drive, letter E. Let's see, this one here is a 232 gig. I thought it was only 128 gig, but it's 232 gig. But that's fine for what we need. Alright, so now how do you transfer your files? Well, I like keeping two of these windows opened up. Two of the file folders. This one here automatically pops up. You just go down and left click on your file folder here at the bottom or wherever you keep it. I keep mine pinned to the bottom because I do use it a lot. Then you just go up to File Explorer and it opens up another window. This is the easiest way to create backups. Windows 10 does have a backup system in place to where you can use it if you like. If you want to see more on that, I'll be more than happy to put a video out on that. Just let me know. You can actually set it up to schedule your backups, which it's a pretty good option against failures of a hard drive. But if you get a virus or something in your computer, which is another good reason to be backing up your data, and your external backup storage is always connected to your computer for it can automatically back it up for you. Who says the virus ain't going to get your backup as well when you're still going to lose the data? So I don't recommend that. I do have mine set up to where it automatically updates or automatically back up to online storage. But there's there's very little chance of that getting infected if I do end up with a virus or something. But anyways, alright, so you need to find your documents. Do I got any documents? Okay, if I got documents right here. I don't even know what all these documents is because I never use documents. But, okay, you go to your documents folder right here, documents file. I just highlight them all. Left click on them, drag them over and drop them over onto the other empty drive. Let it do its thing. More or less you're just copying and pasting. And there you go. Now you have two copies of it. If you want to do your pictures, a lot of people's got pictures. Alright, same thing. I ain't going to do all these because it'd take way too long. I'm just going to grab one folder, drag it over and drop it. It's going to make a copy of it. Right there it is, Q300L build. That's where I posted that one up for sale online. So, it's easy, it's simple. I don't know why more people don't do this. A lot of people tell me they don't know how to do this. So that's why I'm doing this video. If you want your desktop, and if you want to do it quickly and simply, it's fairly easy. And then say if you want to do all your folders at one time, it's fairly simple. You go into your C drive, go down to your user, go to user, and right there's everything that you got on your hard drive pretty well. Then you got your contacts. You got my Creative Cloud, which I shouldn't even have that one. I don't even have that email address anymore. Your desktop, it shows everything that's on your desktop. And you can just take and drag this desktop over and drop it, just like so. It takes the whole folder with it. Or if you don't want to do it that way and you want to be more creative with it, you can click on your desktop and highlight everything that's on your desktop, drag it over and drop it over onto your new drive. Yeah, see, my desktop's going to take over 20 minutes to do, so I'm not going to make you sit through all that. Okay, under your user, like I showed you, you go under your user, and there's a bunch of stuff that shows up here. You know, I got videos. You got the Valley. I got Heaven, my favorites, which I don't really use. There's my favorite. There's all the stuff that's on my favorites bars. Then you get your Dropbox, anything that you may have in your Dropbox. It's just something Windows does. Downloads, I wouldn't mess with your downloads because apparently, you know, you download it once, you can always re-download that. So I don't do the downloads. Usually when I get people's computers in, I need to get data for. I usually don't do all these. You know, I'll do like the desktops, I'll do the documents, I'll do the pictures, the music, which I don't have music. You know, the downloads, the documents, the music, you know, stuff that I don't think that they could ever get back. The contacts, depending, you know, I'll look at the contacts. If they have a bunch of contacts, I'll do the contacts for them. You know, and after you get Windows installed, you just go back through here and pull them off of this drive. And once you get everything pulled over from your hard drive over onto your external drive, you know, you got a permanent backup of it. You unplug it, you put it in a drawer, you put it in your closet, whatever you want to do with it. You know, like I said, I keep mine off site just in case of a fire or something like that. You know, I could also go online and re-download it from the cloud where I keep it on my Google OneDrive. Or I have, you know, I have hard drives that's kept off site, mainly in the building over there that don't have no power or nothing to it, just to, you know, be able to access this information if possible. So this is the quickest and easiest way to do your backups. Like I said, you know, if you want me to go into Windows automatic backup system and stuff like that, you would like to see a video on how to do that, you know, let me know in the comments. You know, if I get enough requests for it, maybe I'll do it. Maybe I'll do it anyways just to do it. And like I said in the live stream there I did Saturday, you know, I work with computers so much that I forget the basics. I don't forget the basics. I just forget that a lot of people don't know the basics. And this is basic. I mean, you know, if you have a computer, you need to keep your information backed up. It's important to keep it backed up because of viruses or, well, what's known now as malware. Pretty much it's all it is. They really don't consider viruses. They call it malware. But it's still a virus. And, you know, if your hard drive dies, that's another reason to keep backups. You know, if you have files on one computer and you need to switch to another computer, that's another reason to do this. You know, there's a lot of benefits of doing this. And if you're going to take your PC to somebody that haven't worked on it or something like that, you know, because I had a lady the other day, I was putting a screen on her laptop. And this time of the year, taxes normally ain't due this time of the year. She contacted me and asked me about her laptop. And I was still waiting on the screen to come in to replace the screen on it. And she said that she got an extension on her taxes and they needed to get them done by October. You know, I said, well, pull them off your backup. She said she didn't have a backup. She didn't know how to do a backup. And something like that, you know, I mean, apparently she does her own taxes, I'm going to assume anyways. You know, I don't know why you wouldn't want to keep stuff like that backed up, keep it more one place. Why would you trust a hard drive or an SSD to keep this information, you know, I don't know, maybe, you know, maybe something like that, you should be able to go to your accountant or keep it on the cloud storage someplace. But that's just me, my opinions, and because I deal with computers all the time. But that's kind of why I'm putting out this video. Yeah, it says Basic Computer 101. Maybe I'll put that in the title. Kind of catchy. This is just the basic way of doing it. It's the easiest way of doing it. Just copy and pasting them over. You know, you really don't want to drag them over. You know, you don't want to move them from one drive to the other. You just want to copy and paste them. That way you still have them on your main hard drive, you know. It just makes, you know, it's just an easy way to do it. I know there's other ways. I know there's software designed to do this. Like I said, you know, I can get into some of that if you guys is interested. But anyways, I think that's going to wrap it up for today's video. If you liked what you saw here today, give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs down if you didn't. If there's another way you like to back up your data or you move your files around from one computer to the other, let me know. I'm always interested in seeing how other people do this because, like I said, there is multiple ways of doing this. This is just the simplest way. And if you like this kind of video, make sure you hit that subscribe button, you turn on that notification bell. I'm also starting to do a live show every Saturday, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time here in the U.S. If you'd like to come and just hang out with me, that's what it's called, hanging with Dave, hanging out with Dave, something like that's what I called it. It's every Saturday morning at 11 a.m. here Eastern Time. If you like to, ask me questions, or if you got any comments, concerns, let me know what's on your mind. Come out and hang out for a while with me. It's about an hour long. I try to keep it about an hour. I don't like going much over that. And there's Instagram and Twitter. There'll be links in the comments below. There'll be links in the description below for them if you'd like to follow me over there, which I'm going to try to get more into doing that. I don't know. With all that being said and out of the way, you all have a good day, and I'll see you in the next video.